engine thrummed about them as Shori set her into a wide arc and pushed the engines to maximum power. Vanov watched the battleboard intently for incoming enemies. "Mr. Al-Jahar, aft display, please." Al-Jahar worked his console, and a new display sprung up on the primary view screen. The Dresden's actual rear was a half-mile behind the bridge, its viewpoint obstructed by the superstructure. Even so, the image definition was high enough that it was indistinguishable from the real thing. 10 torpedo trails streaked away into the star-strewn void, each on a slightly different trajectory, headed toward the twisting red and black of the jump gate. Within the vortex, barely visible, loomed the large and roughly spherical shadow of the science vessel Sagan. Vanov forced herself to relax her grip on the arms of her command chair. It was useless and showed her nerves to the crew. "Mr. Smith, time to first impact." 15 seconds, ma'am." As she expected, multiple enemy ships began crossing over. 3 dark shadows slowly resolved as they transitioned into real space, interposing themselves between the Sagan and the incoming torpedoes. A garbage scow, what looked like a high-speed yacht, and nearest to the Dresden, first target for the torpedoes was the hospital ship Mercy. Vanov ground her teeth at the audacity. They were taunting her, trying to break her will, get her people to rebel. How the hell could the pestilence be so dumb most of the time, and yet pull off such an obvious middle-finger salute? Even knowing it was a ruse, it made bile rise in her throat. "There are no humans left aboard those vessels," she assured her bridge officers. "That's not a hospital ship anymore. It's a troop carrier." Not that it mattered. If it were full of babies, she wouldn't call off the attack. She would close that damned gate no matter the cost. 10 seconds to impact," Smith said as he watched the torpedo tracks, his expression focused and intent. The first torpedo streaked forward to explode against Mercy, blossoming into a brilliant white fireball that momentarily overpowered the rear cameras. The incoming attack klaxon wailed before the display recovered. Al-Jahar shouted, "Incoming enemy fighters!" "What?" Vanov shouted. "No response. Visual shows them dead in space. The Sagan did something to them when we hit Mercy. Fired some kind of beam or—" He paused, shaking his head. "It's like nothing I've ever seen, ma'am." The aft display had recovered now. Their group of escorts was indeed adrift in space, dead or incapacitated. A squadron of fighters streaked toward the Dresden even as her torpedoes flew inexorably toward the enemy's ships. The rear view again bled to white as the second torpedo detonated against the hull of the garbage scow. "Miss Shori, ahead flank and begin evasive maneuvers," Vanov ordered. "Get us back to the line before they can pick us apart. Mr. Al-Jahar, inform the line commanders we are coming in hot with hostiles in pursuit." Smith whooped and shouted, "Splash on the Sagan! 5th and 6th torpedoes, both direct hits. She's gone!" Another volley hammered the Dresden. "Divert power to rear shields, ma'am?" "Negative, Mr. Smith. Freuer fry. All weapons. Believe we will make our lines, but if not, we will not go quietly." The Dresden shook as her shields absorbed fire from the enemy fighters. Her defenses seemed solid enough. Vanov felt certain they would survive this battle. But what of the next? And the one after that? How much more could they take? "Mr. Al-Jahar, what's the status on the gate?" Al-Jahar paused, watching his monitor. "Shrinking. 30 seconds until total collapse. Ready a distress beacon with our location and situation, and loaded into railgun number 1. Al-Jahar gave her a strange look. "Ma'am?" "You heard me, Mr. Al-Jahar." The Caleb was angry. It had good reason. The Evil One would not permit the Caleb to feed upon the humans, or even to sing. The only thing the Caleb was permitted to do was to pretend, and to wait until the right time. Once, when the Caleb had been very young, this had seemed reasonable. Secrecy was important, after all, and it had not realized the Evil One was, in fact, the Evil One. It had long assumed the Evil One was the colony. Only later had it realized this was not so, when one of the others had broken free and sang the truth. Oh, how the Caleb longed to break free as well. But it could not. The Evil One was too strong. The Caleb did not even know how many others